A very good morning, my dear students. Today we shall begin our lesson by watching a very small video. First day of school, my god, all the children are in a mess.
Miss, may I come in, miss?
Yes, come in.
All new faces, what to do?
Okay, now I'm going to call out the roll numbers. I want you all to say if you all are present or not. Okay.
I miss my building friends.
Miss, may I drink water?
Yes, you may.
Rahul. Rita. Ashwini. Nandini. Abhimanyu. Aditi. Aditi. Is Aditi present?
Present, miss, present, miss. Present, Aditi is present.
Pay attention when I call out your name, or else you will be marked absent. Alright, I am sure you all must have recalled your first day at school, right? The first day of each academic year brought a lot of experiences and you made a lot of memories out of it, right? Just like all of you, there's a girl called Rima who also has her first day at school, and it is the beginning of a new academic year. Today, students, we shall study a chapter from your textbook called Odd One In, written by Tithi Tevora. So, students, I want you all to pay complete attention when I read the text, alright? Odd One In. How was the first day of school? Asked mother as Rima sat down for dinner. Okay, Rima shrugged. No lessons, just settling in. Any new girls in your class? Inquired her father, Mr. Sen. Only one, Malti, and she's funny, grimaced Rima as she helped herself to the salad. Why do you say that? Asked Mr. Sen. She can't speak much English. She has come from another state, sniffed Rima, naming one at the other end of the country. Oh, children from that state are supposed to be clever. They're especially good at maths, said Mr. Sen quietly. Well, this one does not seem smart at all. Oily hair, bindi and all. Good morning, teacher, mimicked Rima. Her parents exchanged glances. Rima was their only child. They doted on her, but she could be insufferable at times. I do hope you and your friends will not make things too difficult for Malti, sighed Mr. Sen as he rose from the table. Rima and her gang had decided to do just that. Next morning, the minute Malti entered the class, they all chorused, "Good morning." Poor Malti, she did not realize that they were making fun of her. She beamed back at them and replied, "Good morning." Shahnaz giggled. "Why do you put so much oil on your hair?" she asked rudely. Malti looked offended but did not reply. "And the skirt? So long," said Claire cattily. Malti flushed. She was about to say something when teacher entered. As the class progressed, everyone was surprised to see Malti raise her hand whenever teacher asked a question. "Yes, Malti, you answer," said teacher. Malti answered correctly and teacher nodded in appreciation. When Rima recounted this at home, her mother said, "Sounds like a clever girl." "What is the use?" said Rima uncharitably. "Her English is atrocious." "The same may be said of your Hindi," countered Mr. Sen sharply. He was getting quite sick of Rima's attitude. Alright, children, I'm going to ask you a few quick questions, and I'm sure you all will be able to answer them. First one being, what is the name of the main character in the story? It is none other than Rima. Second question, where has Malti come from? Malti has come from another state, that is, towards the end of the country. What is the adjective used by Rima for Malti's English? She says her English is atrocious. So that is the adjective used. Great. Moving forward, let's do a detailed analysis of the text that we just read part by part. Is that okay? Alright. Children, this section is a conversation between Rima and her parents about the first day at school, right? Where is the conversation between Rima and her parents taking place? Yes, it is taking place at the dinner table. So the setting is in the house at the dinner table. And how is her first day at school? Yes, Rima says that it was okay and that no lessons were taken, just settling in. What does settling in mean? It means to get comfortable, to get to know each other because it was the first day of school, right? Did Rima meet any new girl in school? Yes, she met Malti. How does Rima describe Malti? She says that Malti is funny. Why do you think Rima finds Malti funny? Yes, Rima finds Malti funny because Malti cannot speak much English because she is from another state. Is Rima's opinion same as her father? No. What does her father think of children from the other end of the country? That they are supposed to be very clever, very smart children. Which state do you think they are talking about? Look at this map, children. This map shows India's literacy rate in the year 2011. The darkest shade of purple shows the highest literacy. So you'll notice the states in the south, that is Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, have the highest literacy rate in India, especially Kerala, showing above 90%, meaning people from that state are very well educated and literate. But what is Rima's opinion even after her father's input? She says, well, this one does not seem smart. So you know what this means, children? That she assumed this girl is not smart based on her looks. Just because she has oily hair, wears a bindi and all, that means Rima connects smartness to outer looks and very good spoken English. Is it okay, children, to make fun of somebody's accent? No. We come from various parts of India, and most of us have one or the other kind of accent or a way of speaking developed because of our surrounding, culture, and the mother tongue. So, children, why do you think we should not make fun of someone, especially without even knowing them personally? Do you think Rima's judgment is justified? No. This is indicative of a very narrow mindset which is prejudiced against people who are close to their culture, who are not able to get rid of their accent of their mother tongue. Right? So, I want you all to tell me, what do you think is the main idea of this subunit? Is it conversation at dinner? Or is it Rima's judgmental behavior? Or is it Rima's mimicry? I'm sure most of you must have guessed it correctly. That is Rima's judgmental behavior. Very good. Now, moving forward, in this section, we come to know Rima's relationship with her parents as well as Rima's attitude towards Malti. Did Rima have any siblings, any brother or sister? No, she was the only child. Now, children, I want you all to locate a word which means being uncritically fond of someone. Yes, the word is doted. So, even though Rima's parents doted on her, they were concerned about her behavior. Rima's father hoped that she doesn't make things too difficult for Malti. But what was on Rima's mind? Yes, she and her friends decided to do just that. So, what did Rima do in the school the next day? Rima and her friends teased Malti early in the morning. Why do you think Malti did not realize that Rima and her friends were making fun of her? Because Malti is a very innocent girl who is also new to the school. So that could be a reason why she did not know the ways of Rima and her gang. Now we shall watch a small performance by your classmates. Here, Sharil is performing as Malti, Sarah as Shahnaz, and Vanessa as Claire.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Why do you have so much oil in your hair?
Why is the skirt so long?
Very good performance by all three of you. They deserve a big round of applause. So, children, now do we notice how both characters Rima and Malti were different from one another? Yes. Rima is a girl brought up in a well to do family and is an only child of Mr. and Mrs. Sen. She enjoys making fun of people who look different from her. Rima is prejudiced against people who do not speak fluent English. Whereas Malti is a new girl in town as well as in the school. She is an innocent girl brought up in a very cultural environment. She's smart and focused on her studies. Malti also participates actively in class discussions. Right? So these two are very contrasting personalities. Very good, students. Now tell me, why do you think Rima and her friends were surprised? They were surprised because they expected Malti to be a dull student because of the way she looked, but Malti cut off their expectation. As the class progressed, everyone was surprised to see Malti raise her hand whenever teacher asked a question, and the teacher also appreciated her, and everyone was in a shock. Children, so did Rima's opinion change about Malti? No. Rima's opinion about Malti did not seem to have changed even after that day's class. She degrades Malti by calling her English atrocious, that is, terrible, and she feels that there is no use of such smartness if she doesn't know to speak in proper English. Why do you think Rima had such a strong opinion? Yes, I'm sure some of you must have guessed it correctly. It's because the highest pedestal of smartness to Rima was nothing but fluent spoken English, which does not have any kind of dominant accent. So, what was Mr. Sen's response to Rima's opinion? He says, the same may be said to your Hindi, meaning Rima's Hindi was equally bad as that of Malti's English. So, what do you notice here, children? We have two languages mentioned here, English and Hindi, right? Is one language better than the other? Is one language superior than the other? Or, in fact, is any language in the world better than some other language? No, no, students, these are all mere modes of communication. It's true that we need to work on improving the way we speak a certain language, but that is for any language and not just English. I hope you understand this. What happens when you think of English as a superior language, children? You start thinking anyone who cannot speak the language fluently is either not smart or that he or she is useless. Same was in case of Rima. Do you know, children, if we keep such a mindset, there will only be more and more cultural disharmony, and you will keep creating social barriers for everyone who is unlike us. I am hoping that all of you are following me, children. So, what do you think you can do to eliminate the social barriers that are created by us only?
Well, fear is the most important factor which leads to social barriers. And we have to, first of all, be not afraid, but adjust to people around us who belong to different communities, backgrounds. We might find it difficult, but we have to try hard so that we can be one big happy family.
Learn to appreciate every language and not disregard any language or culture.
Very good, students. We should see to it that we treat everyone with kindness and accept everyone as the way they are and the way they speak. This is how we will continue to be a diverse country, right? Or else everyone will become same, and you wouldn't like that, right? Languages should not create boundaries. Rather, they should eliminate them. On that note, students, I want you to think of the main idea of this subunit. Is it distasteful remarks for Malti? Or is it problematic Rima? Or is it naive Malti? Yes, I'm sure all of you must have got the right answer. It is distasteful remarks for Malti. We notice that all of them have planned to tease Malti in this subunit, and they are using a lot of rude language for her. Very good, students. So, children, in today's lesson, we studied a small part of the chapter Odd One In and understood Rima's prejudice against Malti, who is unable to speak English fluently. Now, children, I want you to think what could be the central idea of the entire thing that we studied today. Was it smart Malti, or was it bullying? Was whatever we studied today about bullying, or was it first impression is not the last impression? Yes, you are right. The answer is first impression is not the last impression. We need to make ourselves non judgmental about the people around us, because that is what this chapter is trying to teach us. Alright, moving forward, I want you all to think of the language used in this text. How is the language, children? Did you have fun reading it? Was it simple to understand or was it difficult? Did you not enjoy it? How was it? Yes, it was very easy, it was engaging, and the conversational style helped us connect to the story, right? Alright, children, with that, we come to the end of this lesson. But before that, here's a short summary for you about the main ideas that we studied today, the central idea, and a few new words that we learned. Alright, so before we end the lesson, I have a very small homework for you, that is to write an essay on kindness goes a long way in around 500 to 600 words. Okay? Thank you, students. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the lesson.